Now it's my pleasure to introduce your valedictorian for the class of 2026. Your valedictorian's journey to Anglo-American University began more than 7,000 kilometers away. For you Americans, I did not do the translation. In rural West Virginia, drawn to Prague by a passion for art, culture, and storytelling, she found at Anglo-American University a program that uniquely combines art, studio art, art history, and curation. And as her professor and thesis advisor, Karolina Dolanska, told me, she embraced every aspect of it. From her very first year, she distinguished herself through both talent and determination. She studied curating with the chief curator of Kunsthalle Praha, worked alongside art historians and curators from the National Gallery, learned from practicing artists at the Academy of Fine Arts, and developed a deep appreciation for the many ways art helps us understand the world around us. Her academic journey culminated in an outstanding thesis titled Nostalgia and Order, exploring the transformation of the Middle Ages in American visual culture from 1940 to 2010. Yet those who know her well will tell you that her accomplishments extend far beyond the academics. She contributed to exhibitions, curatorial projects, supported university initiatives behind the scenes, served as a student mentor, and generously helped others find their place within the Anglo-American University community. Following graduation, she plans to intern with an art museum, pursue certification as an art educator, and continue her academic journey through graduate studies. Today, she's joined by her mother, Jessica, her sister, Elisa, partner, Nick, close friends, Corin and Phoebe, and her father, Kelly, is joining online. Hey, Dad. Her story reminds us that education is about more than personal achievement. It's about curiosity, creativity, and the impact we have on the people around us. So please join me in congratulating and welcoming your valedictorian for the class of 2026, Emma Marie Cote.
Hi guys. Firstly, I just wanted to thank all of the staff and the faculty and their hard work to make this ceremony and all of our years at Anglo-American University happen. I want to thank all of our friends and family who are in attendance, many of which traveled quite far to be with us on our special day. I also want to acknowledge any of our classmates in attendance whose family or loved ones could not be with us, and it is my sincere hope that as a graduating class, we can celebrate and uplift your accomplishments as your peers. I'm sure all of you are very excited, nervous, and maybe even a little bit hungover today. Graduating can bring up so many expectations, anxieties, and uncertainties about both our time spent here and about our future. How many trivia nights, professors in the pub events, or simple hangouts with my friends in the school garden did I take for granted? Is there anything I could have done differently? Where do I go from here? I know I certainly have many uncertainties and many fears. But with those uncertainties come endless possibilities, many of which you are already seeing the fruits of. The classes you've attended, the friendships you've cultivated, and even the mistakes that you made have all brought you here today, and will continue to nurture your future in ways you cannot possibly predict. If there is one person in the audience I could give special thanks to and impart some wisdom from, it would be my mom. Sorry. She was my primary educator my whole life, and always used to tell me that I would never get far either in school or life if I was not teachable. As I can imagine is the case for many of us, I was not a very teachable teenager. It took me a long time to figure out what that exactly meant. It wasn't just to always do what you're told, but to simply imagine your mind as a sponge that will never be entirely filled. Beyond school, grades, and formal academic accomplishments, she always taught me that the most important thing is to consider yourself a lifelong learner and to consider it a privilege. In the modern world, education is increasingly criticized, restricted, and threatened. Our access to information and to seeing the world is something we should always cherish. This is especially important in the case of many of us who, in many parts of the world, or in times in history, would not have guaranteed access to a safe education. There's also an special importance for those of us in fields some would consider frivolous or unimportant in the modern world. Each and every one of our majors is important because time spent learning is never time wasted. Your ability and access to learn is personal, it is political, it is a form of advocacy, and it is a tool to shape your life and the lives around you. Not just be a lifelong learner, not just in the classroom, but in your travels, your friendships, your passions, and in understanding who you are and who you want to become. Thank you. And in respect to our school mascot, go Cox.
Great job.